Welcome to Season 4 of My Wife the Dietitian, a fun, evidence-based weekly podcast about nutrition and healthy living. On today's show, we're talking about sourdough, why it's good for you, how to make it, and all the ways to use it. Stick around to learn how to get started. Enjoying the show? You can help others find it and enjoy it too by giving us a 5-star rating or review. If you feel like reaching out to us with a question or comment, you can send us an email at mywifetherd@gmail.com. And don't forget to visit our website at mywifethedietitian.com, as well as our social media pages. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Enjoy the show. Welcome to My Wife the Dietitian. Hello, Sandra.
Hi, Rob.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Just made another loaf of sourdough.
I just ate a piece. It's delicious.
Yeah, we wanted to talk about this today, the sourdough. Do you want to talk about sourdough?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's kind of taken over the house.
It is, yeah.
A little bit.
Oh, we should talk about that.
Well, there was definitely a trend just around 2020, 2021, when around the pandemic, when people were like the lockdown and they were making a lot of sourdough because there were supply issues, like people couldn't find yeast or people were at home, might as well have sourdough.
Yeah, they needed something to do.
Yeah, so it is, it's like a project.
Yeah.
It's like a pet, actually.
It sure is.
Yeah, it's good though. I mean, you love it.
I've always loved sourdough. It's just such a nice flavor. And then the homemade bread that we've been making lately, you.
Me?
I say we because I'm part of the process. I'm on the receiving end of it, and you're on the creative end of it.
Right. Like if you think of like prebiotics, probiotics, and postbiotics, you're kind of like you eat it. So
yeah, I eat it.
Because we're going to talk a little bit about that part.
Anyway. So what was your question? Can you just ask me a question?
Do you think sourdough is healthier than like a baguette or like
I sure hope so.
White bread?
Well, it's got probiotics. It's got something in it like that that's good for your gut, right?
Yeah.
It's
actually got
it's fermented.
Prebiotics.
Yeah.
It's fermented. It is. And the home starter, so just making it at home, you know that you're getting that wild yeast from just your kitchen. Like basically you're making the starter in your kitchen. So you get that, the wild yeast and then the lactic acid and basically flour and water. And that's how you make the starter.
Can you explain the concept of the yeast and it's different wherever it's made? Because it's just like of what's floating around it in your house. Is that what you mean by that?
Yeah. So there's different, it's interesting because the East Coast, like Montreal bagels, there's like famous, sourdough and that's a different, they have like different flavors and different yeast from.
Well, it's French. They have French yeast.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And then the West Coast would have different flavors just because the air is different. You have different bacteria and yeast. So that is, that's interesting, eh?
And from one kitchen to another, it's different too. Interesting. Yeah.
It totally is. And yeah, I mean, there's sourdough that dates back to, it actually originated in ancient Egypt, 1500 BC.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that amazing? And then you can definitely keep it for days, weeks, months, years.
Like once it's made, you mean?
Yeah, the starter.
Oh, the starter. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
You were freezing it too, weren't you?
Yeah, you can freeze it. It slows it right down.
Maybe you should explain the whole process for people who don't know, because it's not like making a loaf of bread, because the starter it grows and you have to feed it and like that, just that part of it. I mean, not how to make the bread from start to finish, but just the whole concept of what makes it sourdough.
You're not using commercial yeast. You're using a starter. So basically you have flour and water, and then you just leave it on the counter and it starts bubbling. over time because there's some wild yeast that makes it ferment, and lactic acid.
Okay.
And that gives it a little bit of the sour taste.
Right.
And then over time, you're going to get the taste becomes more sour and more richer over time. And definitely, people share their sourdough starter with friends, family, passed from generation to generation.
And why are they able to do that? Because when you make a loaf of bread, you don't use the whole starter. Like you've got it in a jar in the fridge, right? And
Right.
then when you make bread, you just take some of that and put it in the bread.
Exactly.
And then the other thing stays in the jar in the fridge, and you keep adding flour to it.
You just add flour and
you
water.
Feed it.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying. Oh, I got to feed my starter.
Yeah, the sourdough
and it grows
starter.
and grows and grows, and that's how you can share it with your friends.
That's right.
And so, or you got to keep using it. That's why there's bread here all the time.
Yeah, you got to keep using it.
Because
Exactly.
it keeps growing. Right. Okay. So that's all I wanted you to explain, just for people who've never experienced the process of making sourdough. It's a little bit different than regular baking.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's one of the oldest forms of grain fermentation. And when you're making bread or baking bread, it's either leavened or unleavened. So the leavened is the dough that rises because the gas that's released as a grain in the dough ferments. And with sourdough, it's the wild yeast and the lactic acid just from the kitchen, whereas a lot of other breads are made with commercial's baker's yeast.
Okay.
And so unleavened bread are those flat breads. So the tortilla and the roti.
Right.
Yeah. So that's kind of the difference in the breads. But the store-bought sourdough typically doesn't undergo traditional long fermentation like the homemade starter sourdough, unless it's, a small artisan type of...
Yeah, like a bakery kind of...
Yeah.
But the kind, like the commercial kind you get in the bread section at the store, in the grocery store, is a different process?
Possibly. It could use the commercial yeast and then acidifiers like vinegar or lactic acid to mimic the sourdough tang.
Oh, okay. Kind of cheating.
Well, the true sourdough relies on the long fermentation process with the wild yeast and bacteria from a starter for its unique flavor and benefits. And that's what, like, for instance, the one that we have here, I started it from scratch. So I know that it's got that long fermentation.
Yeah, it's authentic too.
And then it's got its unique flavor because of that. So if you're buying one in the store, look at the ingredient list, and if it has like preservatives or added sugar, or there's other like weird ingredients like dough conditioners and mold inhibitors, because the bread does get moldy pretty quickly because there's no preservatives in it.
Right.
So it's called sour faux, a fake sourdough product.
That's funny. Sour faux.
So FAUX, sour
yeah.
faux. Yeah, so it is actually healthier. You get more nutrition in traditional, like homemade sourdough made with a starter. It does have lots of good nutrients. We did an episode on pre and pro and postbiotics. And the prebiotics are like the fertilizer for the healthy gut bugs. So like the food for the probiotics.
Right.
So the prebiotics is like the food for the probiotics. And when you have sourdough, that actually is helping. It's a prebiotic that helps the probiotics grow and thrive.
Exactly.
So that's really good for gut health. So that's another thing about sourdough is it could be easier to digest for people that do have problems with gluten or digesting regular bread. Now, if you do have celiac, a lot of the sourdough starters are made from wheat flour. So you wouldn't even though it's a bit easier to digest, someone with celiac cannot have gluten, should not have sourdough from wheat bread.
Right.
But there is, you can make sourdough starter with other types of flour that aren't wheat, like rice flour or bean flour.
Okay.
I got that out of our cookbook, The Gluten-Free Gourmet by Bette, Hagman. So we'll put that in the show notes. But there are options for people who have celiac or can't have gluten.
Mm-hmm. And you've made some different things with the sourdough starter that you have. Like you've made like rye bread, didn't you, with the sourdough?
Yeah.
And you made like muffins or something?
Yeah. So when you have this sourdough starter, it produces this like liquid.
Mm-hmm. It's like pasty, isn't it? Like a pudding kind of texture.
Well, a good sourdough starter should be about pancake batter consistency when you're using it.
Right.
So you're putting, a little bit of flour and a little bit of water in every day or once a week, depending on where you store your starter. If it's in the fridge, you can feed it about, every couple days or once a week. And you can pour off some of that discard, it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And you can actually put it into other recipes. So that's what I do. Like I use the discard and make lots of different types of, you can put it in pancake batter, or you can put it, like I've made cornbread with that. So it just gives it a bit more of a tangy flavor.
Right.
And you're also getting those prebiotics when
that cornbread you made was so good. I just remember that now. Yeah. It was a bit more, cornbread's often crumbly, and this had a bit more like
moisture.
Well, it was moist. Yeah. A bit more chewy, like that sourdough kind of chewy, like, I like that. It was good.
Yeah. That was good. And we do that pumpernickel one, the pumpernickel with, so it's got rye and molasses. Oh, it's so good with the sourdough discard.
Yeah.
And then the seed bread that I make all the time. That's really good. It's got like 5 different seeds with the poppy seed, sesame seed, caraway seed, flax seed, and chia seeds.
Oh, wow.
And so it's loaded with seeds and it's sourdough. So you're getting the prebiotic from the sourdough, the fermented starter that is part of making this bread. And then all the seeds are so good because they are lots of fiber and some of those healthy, good fats inside them.
Absolutely.
So there's sourdough's so good. So it tends to be higher in nutrients. So lots of nutrition. You get some, like the fiber I mentioned, there's obviously carbohydrates, protein, selenium, folate, the B vitamins like thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, iron, copper, manganese. And the other thing is it can help reduce the blood sugar spike. So sourdough, a slice of sourdough has a very much lower glycemic index than a slice of white bread.
Oh, interesting.
For instance.
Okay.
Actually, the difference is for the glycemic index value. So a baguette, like a French baguette with white bread, is like 95, the GI value, the glycemic index value.
Okay. And higher is worse, kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
And sourdough bread is 52.
Okay.
So it's actually, and then rye bread is 65. So sourdough is a little bit, even a lower glycemic index than rye.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, it's so interesting. And so basically it slows the speed at which the sugars enter the bloodstream. So for people with diabetes, it would be a better option using a sourdough than using a white bread.
Good to know. Wow.
And the other thing, there's some talk about how there's anti-nutrients in grains, and those are the phytates or the phytic acid that we've talked about with wheat germ. I think it was recently on our nutrition nuggets. We talked about wheat germ, and we'll link that one in the show notes too. But the phytates, they bind to the minerals remember the mother
Hugging the
hugging the
child.
child that's going to cause mischief.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So, and what happens is the lactic acid can actually break those anti-nutrients down a little bit. So it's easier to digest.
I see. Okay.
So that's actually good. So if you tend to have bloating or any digestive issues when you eat regular bread, you might be able to tolerate sourdough, especially artisan sourdough or ones that you've made from your own starter a bit better.
Authentic sourdough.
Authentic.
Not the sour foe.
That's right. Sour foe. Yeah. So it is, it's worth trying if you like to get creative in the kitchen. It is a fun thing to do. You just add some flour and water in a glass jar, like a mason jar. You don't want to use plastic and you don't want to use metal because that can reduce the reaction that's happening.
Right. I see.
So yeah, you just maybe a glass jar would be the best way to do it, and just loosely cover it and leave it on the counter and watch it start to bubble. And if you see any green, pink, orange, or mold after a few days, throw it out because that is not good. You don't want that color, and that happens sometimes,
You get the wrong bacteria that's landed in there and
or you just haven't fed it. A lot of times you forget because people are so busy.
Sure, right.
And you forget to feed it, and then it starts to grow mold, and it's not good at all. So just you kind of have to throw out the whole batch. And the other thing with when you're making the sourdough, like you're actually making a loaf of bread, you would add a little bit of salt, and that acts as a stabilizer so the yeast doesn't over ferment just for that one loaf.
Okay.
But you never add salt to the actual starter.
Oh, interesting.
Because that will reduce the fermentation.
Yeah, you'd be messing with the process.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's such a fun little project. It is definitely a project, though. And if you're too busy, if you have a lot going on in your life, if you're got small kids, and it might not be an ideal situation to have a sourdough starter because it is work.
Exactly.
It's not necessarily convenient.
No, it's not.
But it's fun. I love it.
But it sure is nice having a fresh loaf of bread.
Oh, it's so good. And I used to do it like actual, knead the bread and make it from scratch.
Like old school.
Old school. And now I just use a bread maker and use the sourdough starter in the bread maker and do it that way. And
it's the best bread ever. It
is.
Really is.
Yeah, because you got the sourdough, the flavor, the tangy.
Yeah.
It's so tasty and hearty.
And we scored an amazing bread maker at like a thrift shop, right?
Well, yeah, because our old one, we had one for like ever, and it was great. And then I was making bread one day, and it was just, agitating.
They jiggle.
They jiggle, and the paddles were going, and I didn't look, and it actually jumped off the counter, and it broke into a million pieces.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. We couldn't even salvage that bread. I couldn't believe it. My mom said to me, "Wow, you guys have so much energy in your house. Your bread maker jumped off the counter."
She's funny.
That's hilarious.
But the good news is that when we went to replace it, we got one that was even better. And the bread it makes, it's perfection.
That's
like
so
it
good.
literally is perfect bread.
Yeah.
The other one was okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't the texture of the bread was sometimes a bit doughy.
I think the other one, I never used sourdough starter.
Oh,
So that
I don't know
may
if
be
that's
the difference too.
maybe. But oh my God, this is bread like from the heavens.
Oh, I know. It's so good.
So tasty.
Yeah, it really is.
So yeah, Hamilton Beach, I believe it. If anyone wants the kick-ass bread machine,
And
that's the one.
I think it's old too. Like I'm sure. Like
yeah, It was like $6 at a thrift store. So
Yep. There's always bread makers at thrift stores.
Oh yeah, because people are like, I don't have time for this.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's worth it though. I mean, if you want some sourdough bread, it's so good.
Oh, it really is.
And you can experiment. I love like finding new recipes or just making, taking a bunch of recipes and then
making your own.
Making my own.
Yeah, no, it's fun to have like sourdough muffins and pancakes and all the things you're doing, cornbread. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Olive bread will be next.
Olive? Oh,
yes.
Like olives in it?
Yes.
Make sure you use the olives at the pits.
Right. I will.
That'd just ruin the experience.
That would be really crunchy.
Yeah.
That would break our teeth.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely give the sourdough a try. There's some benefits. If you're a bread eater, sourdough's like the ultimate bread, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh, actually, we did an episode on the cornbread that we made with the sourdough starter.
And there's a recipe on that on our website. You can get the free recipe.
Oh, right. Nutrition Nuggets 109. Mm-hmm. And we'll put that in the show notes. And then there was another one we did on the toasty.
Oh, making the toasties with sourdough.
That's right.
Man.
Episode 121, Nutrition Nuggets. I don't know if we talked about the sourdough on that. But
we definitely did, because the flavor comes out of the sourdough when you heat it. Like if you microwave it or toast it, you get more flavor out of it. Like you can taste that kind of the tanginess or whatever. It's so good.
So good. And, I'm hungry.
I know I was going to say.
I think I'm going to have a piece of sourdough.
Making you hungry here. So there you go. Awesome. Well, thanks again for sharing that. And if you want more information about some of the other things we've talked about on our show, and we've got, freebies on our website. We've got tons of information on the website, different, we'll just go check it out. I'm not going to sit and list everything, but there's lots there. So it's mywifethedietitian.com.
We've had a lot of guests on the show, and a lot of the guests have contributed awesome articles for the blog on the website. So check those out. All
sorts of different topics too. So yeah, that's worth a look. And if you have questions for us, we love answering listener questions on the show. So just shoot us an email. You can reach us at mywifetherd@gmail.com. And let us know what you're thinking. We'd be happy to answer it. You can also reach out to us on our Instagram and our Facebook and our YouTube pages. We're on there. We love reading comments, seeing what you guys think. And if you like the show, let us know. It's the best thing for us to read happy people's comments who are loving the show, and it just helps us keep the wheels moving here. And it's just nice to hear some positive comments. And if you're liking the show, I bet your friends would too. So don't forget to share with your friends. I'm sure they would appreciate discovering a new show. So that is it for this episode. We will be back on Wednesday with Nutrition Nuggets. Thanks again for joining us today, and we will talk to you all on Wednesday. Have a fantastic week in the meantime. Thanks for joining us today on My Wife the Dietitian. If you like what you heard, don't be shy. Leave us a comment or review, and be sure to share our podcast with your friends. If you'd like to hear more, hit that subscribe button. You can also follow us on our social media pages for updates, episode trailers, and other odds and ends. For more info and links on what we discussed on today's episode, check the show notes. We'll be back next week with another informative and fun-filled episode.